Patterns in the dark. Olivia Palmer hadn't slept in nearly 30 hours. Her lab aboard the Horizon was a chaotic sprawl of glowing data tablets, empty coffee capsules, and projection windows filled with swirling strands of DNA. But one window stayed fixed, the human genome, magnified down to its cruel, hidden truth. "You need rest," Zexthel said gently as he stepped inside, his feathers sleek and composed in contrast to Olivia's disheveled state. "Not until I understand this," Olivia muttered. "That sequence the Varadi found, it shouldn't be possible. If it's real, we've been living with a bomb wired into our genes." She zoomed into a section of the helix, adjusting the spectrum filters. The highlighted anomaly pulsed like a red warning light. It looked so small, yet promised so much destruction. "I've sent detailed samples to Dr. Nathan Cole on Earth," she added. "He's our top xenogeneticist. He might find something we missed." Before Zexthel could reply, the ship's intercom buzzed. "Dr. Palmer to the bridge immediately," came Captain Wright's voice. On the bridge, the main screen displayed the Varadi ship moving away at an accelerating pace. "They're leaving?" Olivia asked. "They sent a message," Kate said grimly. "They're suspending diplomatic contact pending internal review." "They're scared," Zexthel observed. "They found something in us they don't understand." "More than that," Kate said, holding up her tablet. "We intercepted fragments of their communication before they activated their jammers. They're using phrases like, containment protocol and species-level quarantine, ... Captain Wright folded his arms. "We're officially a threat." 3 days later, a small military vessel docked with the Horizon. Commander Eric Daniels, Earth Command's appointed liaison, stepped aboard wearing black tactical gear and a grim expression. His silvering hair was buzzed short, and a deep scar split one eyebrow. "We're taking this seriously," Daniels said at the first briefing. "A kill switch buried in human DNA. If it's real, it represents a threat we can't ignore." "We need confirmation," Olivia insisted. "The Varadi analysis was impressive, but they might be wrong." "That's why I brought this," Daniels said, placing a compact metallic cube on the table. "Quantum relay?" Kate asked. "Prototype," Daniels nodded. "You'll be able to speak to Dr. Cole on Earth without waiting for signal lag. Get answers fast." Later that evening, Olivia sat before the relay cube in her lab. With a soft hum, a blue hologram shimmered into life. Dr. Nathan Cole appeared, dressed in a white lab coat and surrounded by Earth's Institute of Advanced Genetics. "Dr. Palmer," he greeted with a tired smile. "I've been reviewing your samples." "Is it real?" she asked. Cole nodded, his expression tightening. "It's there. Buried in what we once thought was junk DNA. The sequence mimics evolutionary drift almost perfectly, but when exposed to specific radiation bands, like the ones the Varadi used, it lights up like a distress beacon." "What does it do?" "When triggered, it initiates a cascade of protein misfolding, enzymatic dysfunction, and mitochondrial overload. Every human cell shuts down in minutes. Death would be fast." Olivia rubbed her face. "How did we miss this for a century?" "Because it was buried with surgical precision," Cole said. "And there's something else. Using drift analysis, I traced its insertion to about 50,000 years ago." She stared. "That predates agriculture. Even language." "Yes," Cole said softly. "This sequence was placed in us before we were even a civilization." Meanwhile, strange reports began pouring in from deep space colonies. Zexthel brought the first one into the lab. "This transmission is from the Erisien outpost on Yulek 4, he said. "They're reporting sudden mass deaths." Olivia watched the footage in horror. The afflicted Rexians were collapsing with internal hemorrhaging, their skin tissue unraveling at a cellular level. Identical to what the kill switch was supposed to do to humans. But these weren't humans. "It's spreading," Zexthel added. "Similar outbreaks on Centurion Station Theta, and Draltor moons." Always non-human. Never us. That makes no sense, Olivia whispered. If our DNA is the trigger for self-destruction, why are we the only ones unaffected? In a secure conference with Captain Wright and Commander Daniels, she laid out her findings. The disease mimics the exact effects our supposed kill switch would produce, she said. But it's targeting aliens. Not us. Maybe we're immune, Daniels said. Or maybe someone weaponized the same effect and turned it outward, Kate suggested. Just then, a message flashed onto Olivia's terminal. No sender. No audio. Just one line of text. The kill switch is not a weakness. It is armor. Kate leaned over her shoulder. Can you trace it? Olivia tried, but the signal bounced through so many relays that it was practically untraceable. Its last hop came from the general direction of Varadi space. An hour later, Cole reappeared in the quantum relay, eyes wide with revelation. I was wrong, he said. We were all wrong. The kill switch isn't meant to kill humans. It's meant to protect us. Explain. The sequence isn't dormant. It's active. It's scanning for molecular patterns, it identifies a very specific type of pathogen and neutralizes it at the genetic level. Olivia blinked. So the kill switch is a firewall. Yes, Cole said. It's why humans haven't shown symptoms. It's keeping us alive. But just as that truth settled in, another alert sounded. Captain Wright's voice boomed through the Horizon's comm system. 3 Varadi battleships have just dropped out of faster-than-light travel. They're heading for us, and refusing all communication. Sirens began to wail. Olivia clutched the terminal, heart pounding. This wasn't over. Whatever they had found buried in human DNA. It was only the beginning. Immunity and suspicion. The Horizon shuddered as another blast from the Varadi ship struck its deflector array. Olivia gripped the lab counter as emergency lighting painted everything in pulses of red. Outside the reinforced window, the sleek alien battleships circled like predators. Shields down to 70%, a voice crackled over the comm. Olivia grabbed her secured research drive and bolted toward the bridge. Chaos hummed beneath the surface, crew members running tactical drills, updates flying between stations. But Captain Wright stood steady in the center, a calm eye in the storm. Status? She asked, breathless. We've sent out distress signals, Wright said. Fleet Admiral Morgan is dispatching reinforcements, but they're still hours away. Commander Daniel stood near the tactical display, jaw tight. We need to buy time. Let me speak to them, Olivia said. Wright glanced at her, then nodded. Channel open. Moments later, the screen flared to life. The warchief's visage filled it, an armored Varadi with elaborate ceremonial etchings along his bioluminescent skin. I am Warchief Drenzak. You are harboring a species suspected of deploying a galactic bioweapon. Surrender or be destroyed. Olivia stepped forward. I'm Dr. Olivia Palmer. We've discovered the sequence you're afraid of isn't a weapon, it's a defense mechanism encoded in our DNA. The pathogen killing your worlds mimics its effects because the switch evolved to fight it. Your explanation is convenient, Drenzak replied. Submit your findings. You have 1 hour. The screen went dark. Let's give them everything, Olivia said. We have nothing to hide. In the lab, she, Kate, and Zextel prepared the data package. As they worked, Zextel gestured to the cellular scans. There's something else. The pathogen isn't natural. It bears artificial folding markers. Someone built this. And released it across non-human worlds, Kate added. With precision. A new cleansing, Olivia whispered. But why? Just then, the comm pinged again. Captain, said the bridge officer, we're being hailed by a second vessel, Rexian origin. On screen appeared an ancient Rexian with ivory white feathers, adorned in ceremonial robes. His voice, though soft, carried the weight of time. I am Elder Tivker of the Rexian High Council. I urge you all to stand down. The humans are not your enemy. You have no authority here, Drenzak growled. But I have the truth, Tivker said. This has happened before. 50,000 years ago. On the bridge, silence fell. In our oldest records, Tivker continued, there is mention of a time when a plague nearly extinguished sentient life. A few species fled to deep space. But humans, they survived another way. How? Olivia asked. They were changed. Created. Designed to endure. Their genetic code carries the memory of that plague, a defense against it. We believe your kill switch is not a trap, but a gift. Drenzak's patterns flickered uncertainly. If that's true, then who engineered this new version of the plague? We don't know yet, Tivker said, but someone has resurrected the old threat. And this time, they're targeting everyone except humanity. We have a researcher who can help, Tivker added. Dr. Gregory West, a human pathologist who's been working with us. An image appeared of a middle-aged man in a dark lab coat, standing beside Tivker. Dr. Palmer, he said, nodding. Your findings confirm what we suspected. With your data and our samples, we can engineer a cure. You'll have our full support, Olivia replied. But we'll need access to infected genetic material, West warned, and sequencing tools from both sides. After a tense pause, Drenzak spoke. A joint research team will be permitted aboard our medical ship. But my fleet will maintain position. Over the next 72 hours, Olivia, Kate, Zexthel, and Dr. West worked side by side with Verity scientists. Inside the medical ship's sterile white labs, they traced protein degradation, ran live tests, and compared mutation rates. During a short break, Olivia found herself standing beside Drenzak in the observation deck. Why did you attack us? She asked quietly. Fear, he admitted. You alone are immune. And expanding. It looked like a purge. It wasn't, she said. But maybe that was the point. Someone wants us divided. Drenzak's glow shifted to a color Olivia had never seen. Yes, he said. I see that now. But who would do this? Who benefits from our war? Before she could answer, Kate called through the comm. Olivia, you need to see this now. We found something in the pathogen's genetic shell. A signature code. It doesn't match any known species. Olivia turned back toward the lab. Whatever mystery they had stumbled into, it was ancient. And still very much alive. Ancestral echoes. The pathogen signature had no species match. Not Verati, not Rexian, not Centurion, not human. It was a sequence of alien code so foreign that even the Verati's ultra-deep biopattern database returned only one word in its translated metadata. Archive. Olivia stared at the readout in silence. The word pulsed faintly on the screen, overlaying genetic fragments that moved like fractals, constantly shifting, resisting categorization. It's not just engineered, Kate whispered. It's encrypted. Zexthel clicked nervously, his crest feathers half raised. It is like a message hidden in death. An instruction. Or a warning. Commander Daniels entered the lab with Dr. West in tow. We traced the mutation branch, West said without preamble. The protein folds have markers, layers within layers. The outer one mimics plague-like decay. But the core sequences reference a structure only seen in one place. Where? Olivia asked. Not a place, West corrected. A species. A precursor species, extinct before our time. We call them the architects. Olivia turned to Zexthel. Your people had legends about them. Didn't they build the ruins on Cyrex 9? Zexthel nodded slowly. Legends say they seeded the stars with knowledge and fire. West activated a second holoscreen. It showed comparative overlays of human DNA and the pathogen core. Identical in structure. Not in function. Whatever humanity has in our genome, this kill switch, this firewall, was derived from them. Or given by them. Maybe even made by them. We're not just surviving the plague, Olivia said, breath-catching. We're designed to outlast it. Drenzak paced in the observation gallery above. His luminous skin flashed between green contemplation and orange distrust. Then the architects engineered humans, he said at last. And made you immune. But to what end? Maybe they foresaw this plague returning, Tivker added from the shared comm channel. Maybe you were meant to stop it. Or restart something worse, Daniels muttered. West zoomed in on the sequence tagged archive. We found coordinates encoded in the base pairs. A world marked as origin.0. A dead system in an unmapped corridor near the galactic edge. Olivia's eyes narrowed. The architects left a trail. We follow it. 20 hours later, a small joint vessel left the Horizon's docking cradle. On board were Olivia, Drenzak, Zexthal, Kate, and Dr. West. The coordinates led them to an ancient brown dwarf star orbited by a single broken planet, barren, scarred, and silent. I'm reading strange energy pulses, Kate said. Underground, constant, rhythmic. They landed on the crust. Fractured spires of crystal metal jutted from the ground like fossilized antennae. As they moved deeper into a crumbling structure half buried in ash, the pulses grew stronger. This architecture. Zexthal murmured, it's like being inside a thought. They entered a circular chamber. In its center stood an obelisk of black stone covered in symbols no one recognized, except the pathogen itself, which displayed matching characters in its genome. Olivia stepped forward. The stone flickered. Light coursed through veins of crystal, and then a projection bloomed into the air above. Humanoid figures, tall and faceless, tending to smaller forms, primitive humans. Injecting them with light. Shielding them from a storm of fire sweeping across star systems. This is it, West whispered. This is where they changed us. Where we became the failsafe. The projection shifted. The tall beings disintegrated under waves of the plague, their own creations failing to protect them. The last one, dying, activated a beacon. Coordinates. The same place they now stood. This entire world was their final archive, Olivia realized. They made humans as the last memory. The seed. A final message scrolled across the air, ancient and translated by Kate's neural implants. When the fire returns, the species we forged shall remember. They will carry the code. They will become the cure. Silence hung over them all. Then this is not the end, Drenzak said slowly. It is a rebirth. Olivia touched the stone. And humanity remembered. The species that remembers. When Olivia returned to the Horizon with her team, the Galactic Council was already in session. 22 species, some allies, some wary, were watching. The data retrieved from the Architect's archive had been transmitted sector-wide. The truth was no longer a mystery, but a reckoning. Commander Daniels addressed the coalition with hard precision. We didn't engineer the kill switch. We didn't release the plague. But humanity was made to endure it. And now, we can help stop it. Elder Tivker stood beside him. Our oldest fears have returned in new forms. But so too has our ancient hope. Humanity is not the enemy. They are the answer. Drenzak, once poised for war, now spoke with tempered authority. I saw their archive. I saw the Architect's final act. They made humans immune not to dominate, but to survive, for all our sakes. Olivia watched the council chambers flicker with heated voices, rising tension, emotional outbursts. But something shifted. As each faction reviewed the recovered genetic maps, the tide turned. Slowly, distrust gave way to reluctant awe. Hours later, the council reached consensus. A unified research initiative would begin, humans working with infected species to develop a universal cure. The plague would be studied, understood, dismantled. Weeks passed. On a moon orbiting Eliar Prime, the first hybrid medical base was established. Olivia and West led genetic sequencing teams. Zexthal helped broker communication across language and biology. Drenzak commanded security forces, now protecting what they once feared. One night, as stars shimmered beyond the translucent dome, Olivia stood alone on the research platform. The obelisk's projection, recorded and recompiled, glowed softly beside her. She thought of the architects, of their desperation and their vision. Of how they embedded not just a cure, but a memory. And of how her species, once fractured, once primitive, had been chosen to carry it forward. Zexthal joined her in silence. "Do you think they knew we'd come back here one day?" Olivia asked. Zexthal tilted his head. "Perhaps not you. But they believed in what you could become." From behind, Dr. West approached with a datapad. "We've done it," he said. "The prototype antiviral. It replicates the kill switch effect without needing the DNA." Olivia exhaled slowly. "How soon can we deploy it?" "We've already begun." And across the galaxy, recovery began. On worlds once burning, flowers bloomed again. Children played in domes no longer locked in quarantine. Fleets returned to trade. And the plague, for the first time in millennia, receded. Not through conquest, but through memory. In the final broadcast to the Coalition, Olivia stood before a galactic audience. "We were born not to detonate, but to remember. The architects gave us pain so we could preserve life. We are not their weapons. We are their legacy. And from that legacy, we choose peace." As she stepped down, the symbol of the architects flickered behind her, a circle split by light, joined again by strands of DNA. And humanity, for the first time, no longer stood alone. The end.